Hello, gorgeous people, and welcome. So, today we are talking to the gorgeous Lou. She is a fabulous lady, as you will find out, and she's going to be telling you a little bit about her journey. Um, I'm hoping we have got the tech issues sorted, and I think it was 100% me because I've just found a button that's like echo cancellation. So, we're hoping that has sorted the tech issues and you'll be able to hear everything Lou has to say. So, without further ado, and I should say, as you hop on, say hello. How are you doing today? Gabby, lovely. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I was just saying, I think the tech issues were completely me yesterday. I've just found a button which said echo cancellation, and we've just pressed it, and fingers crossed that's going to work. So sorry that I may have messed up your sharing with the world, but you'll have to come on again soon at some point. Hi, Melanie, lovely. Lovely to have you here. And if you've got any questions for Lou, pop it in the comments and we will have a look at those. Okay. So, Lou, are you ready? Hello, lovely. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
No, thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it. So, and I was just saying to Lou, actually, sorry, forgive my energy. I'm a little bit all over the shop today. I've been dashing from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. Um, so, yeah, take a moment, take a breath. Both of us take a breath, maybe. Um, so, yeah, I'd be really interested, and I'm sure the other ladies in the group would love to know a little bit about your experience in my last program. So, you did the Reawaken the Woman Within program that I ran last year, similar setup to Easing into the Water phase, which we're just about to start. But before you start talking about the program, can you tell us a little bit about how you felt before signing up and how that felt to you, and whether you came up against anything that was any doubts or any fears or anything that was worrying you?
Yeah, definitely. Hello, everybody. Yes, I came from probably a place of complete overwhelm. I have a disabled daughter. I'm a mum. I was perimenopausal, still am. Busy life and juggling everything and trying just to do it all. And I knew I watched some of your lives and some of your other sort of little courses on your Facebook page, and I suddenly realised we're speaking the same language. You know, I sort of understood what you were saying, and you were hitting sort of every sort of nerve, and I was thinking, wow, this lady is speaking the truth. And so I just followed you really for a little bit. And when this course came up called Reawaken the Women Within, I thought, gosh, yeah, that's exactly what I need. I knew that there was someone in there that wanted to come out, and I wasn't sure how to get her out. I felt a little bit like there was a piece missing of me. I've always felt like that. And that's partly because of my childhood. So, yeah, I think it was just in that time when it was lockdown, and so perhaps we were watching a little bit more virtually, you know, on our screen, and I really connected with what you were saying. I'd worked with Ayurveda sort of principles before in my beauty therapy world, and it really resonated with me. But yeah, when I saw the course, I thought, yeah, this is what we need to do. I still was really dilly and dally. Just couldn't decide. It's the investment, isn't it? I'd never invested in myself, putting everyone else first, everyone else's needs first. So yeah, it was a big decision, and I just, in fact, I said to my husband, I'm not going to do it. We're going to use the money for this, that, and the other instead. And as I was saying it, I felt this sinking feeling, and I felt this loss, and I felt what am I doing? I slept on it again and I did a complete 360. I said, by the way, I'm doing the course.
I love that. How did he take that out of interest?
I put it this way: I've married the right person. He's very understanding, and we normally make decisions really quickly. But yeah, on this particular one, I was really, because it was just for me. It was much harder, and he took it really well.
Oh, bless him. I'm just checking. I just thought we probably should just check. Everyone can hear okay. I just thought I should check that is the case. But yeah, it's funny. And I remember when I first invested in myself and I had that similar kind of back and forth, back and forth. And I can remember saying to my husband, do you know what? I'm going to do it. And it was like he was almost relieved that I'd actually made a decision and was like, okay, hon, you crack on. Okay, so tell me a little bit about how did you find the program? What did you gain from it? What was your main takeaways, really, I suppose?
Gosh, there's so many. And last night, like the good Pitta student I am, who loves a list, Pitta's fire. I'm very much a fire person, and I'm very much fire goes out of balance, so I can get quite angry and snappy. I'm a joy to live with.
You and me both, lovely.
Yeah. I started to understand that. So I started to understand my characteristics and why I am like I am. I found the whole course empowering, actually, very empowering. Getting to know myself, bringing myself out to the forefront, being authentically me, being truthfully me for the first time, really, because I'm such a people pleaser. I want you to like me, so therefore I'll become what I think you need instead of being myself. It's been a transformation. It's been an utter transformation for me. But you know, the call we had, our one-to-one, I just remember, I think we were both in tears. And it's just so lovely to be heard, for me to be heard in a non-judgmental space. And that's really what you gave me, and what the other ladies gave me. And also so much wisdom, because you know there are solutions to most of our issues, but the big one for me was self-acceptance and self-love, you know, and really being kind to myself. And there was so much in that course. There were the online courses, there was the meditations, there was group chats on Zoom, there were lovely retreats like the ancestral workshop, which I absolutely loved, really healing workshops, and so much content that you really had so much to choose from. You could, you know, if you had a spare day, you could sit and watch content all day and feel absolutely amazing by doing self-massage. You know, really can indulge if you want to. And I managed to fit that around, you know, my very busy lifestyle, which is brilliant.
Oh, I love that. And I mean, that makes me so happy. The thought that, well, when you said that, you know, you tried to be what you thought other people needed, and which I just find so funny because you're amazing. And I just think you're such a gorgeous person. And why wouldn't you bring your whole self to everyone else? Because that's exactly what they need. Do you know what I mean? I find that it's lovely to hear you're accepting that. Yeah. So was there anything like other than that through the course that gave you some real aha moments, or anything that made you go, you know?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. I have to look at my notes because I've got awful brain fog.
Oh, I love the fact that you've made notes. That's like proper Pitta. You're embracing your organization. I love that.
Here. Yeah, I think the big one for me was letting go of judgment, letting go of self-judgment. And I think through my life I've judged other people incorrectly as well. as we do, on face value, which is not fair on anybody. And a massive one for me was own my boundaries. So I think in our first conversation we talked about how my neighbour keeps offloading all his junk onto me.
I do remember this conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, he was clearing out his house, and every morning he'd come out and say, "I've got some of this for you. I've got some pots for you. I've got this." And I would, "Oh, thank you so much. Yes, that's lovely." And then make an extra comment, "Oh, I need some of these," or something, because I'm a people pleaser. But yeah, so owning my boundaries, putting those boundaries in place, and checking in with them, and actually being really, really proud of myself for doing that. That was massive, absolutely massive for me.
Yeah, because you actually said to him in the end, no, actually, I don't need that anymore. I remember you like coming onto the call one day and you were like really pleased that you'd managed to do it. And, to someone else that might not seem like a big step, but to you that felt huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Saying that that's enough. I'm actually decluttering. I don't need anything else. Thanks, Steve. It was a massive move for me. Yeah.
So, is there any kind of, I suppose, advice you would give? I suppose one for people going into this program, although it's a different program, it's going to have that similar setup, that similar level of self-reflection, and really getting to know yourself. So is there any kind of advice you would give to someone going into that process, and also anyone even just considering this and thinking, shall I do it? Shall I, or can I spend this money on me? Can I spend this time on me? What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, the latter part of the question, it all I can say, it's so worth it. It was worth it for me. I don't have any regrets, and it's literally changed my life. In fact, I think that you have markers in your life where things turn around for you, and it's never a finishing line. It will always happen. And definitely, Reawaken the Woman and meeting you and having an amazing year with you, finishing at the spa, which was fantastic, by the way. It's been a marker in my life. And what was the first part of your question? Sorry, Holly.
Advice for people going into the program. So those ladies that have already signed up, we've got some amazing women that have signed up that are really excited to dive into this. So what advice would you give to those?
I just say go with an open mind, go with an open heart, trust the process. Try not to force it. A bit of my problem is I want to complete it. I want to be the best student. I want to do all the work quickly. Just go flow with it a little bit. Trust the process, trust you, and enjoy it. Because when I say do the work, it's lovely work. It's things that are going to serve you. It's not hardship work at all. And some of these practices I've kept and maintained. Meditation I find so useful. And when I know now when my mind needs to be cleared. I mean, I'm mind foggy now. I haven't meditated this morning. I'll have to do it this afternoon. My gaps between 2 and 3 when I actually work, do things for myself before I pick up the children. So yeah, it's just go with the flow and trust the process. Definitely.
Oh, I love that. So do you want to share? Because I know that like through this time together, you've like been getting clearer on you and what you want to do and your purpose in this world. So do you want to share a bit about what are you doing now? What's happening for you?
Yeah, I think going back to that first call that we had, I came at this with quite a lot of childhood trauma as well. And I think trauma is an interesting one. It doesn't have to be just a traumatic event. It can be emotional neglect, lots of different types of neglect. I wasn't abused, but I certainly had emotional neglect and grew up in an addicted household. So My mum was an alcoholic. She passed away in 2013. So yeah, I had a lot of loss and grief and trauma and things to work through. And being heard was a massive thing for me. Using my voice in a positive way is a massive, massive thing for me. And I wanted to really delve into my past because I hadn't really explored it. And I didn't realize that a lot of my traits, the people pleasing, the lack of boundaries, the sometimes oversharing, a lot of these things are part of, how of me and how I grew up. And all of us are affected by our, environment. And some of these qualities are good, like resilience and strength and that sort of thing that I had to learn when I was growing up. But I decided that I wanted to write a book. So I was writing a memoir when I joined you. I'm not a writer. I've done a bit of poetry. And since then, I've had a poem published in a book that's coming out in March. And I've set up Daughter of the Bottle. And that's my Facebook and Instagram account, alongside Sabrina's World, which is my daughter's account, which we celebrate her disabilities because she's a very rare child, aren't they all? But so I'm not unfamiliar with this sort of setting up pages. So I decided, right, I'm coming out of the adult child of an alcoholic closet. And it's really interesting that I'm speaking to you today because it's COA week. So it's Child of an Alcoholic week this week. We're sort of pushing and trying to sort of get it all out there. I think the most famous COA is Callum Best.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course.
So they're talking with Parliament at the moment because there isn't any funding for children of alcoholics. Wow. And of course, it's a family disease. It affects everybody, not just the alcoholics. So there's so much to be said about the topic. Therefore, that's why I've set up a page. You can find me on Instagram, as I say, and Facebook if you're interested. And I'm writing a memoir, and that's very cathartic for me, and life writing about my experiences. And the view is really, to me, resilience is taking what you've been given and making something good out of it, and I've done that with Sabrina. We didn't expect to have our second child, with an extremely rare disease, but this is what we have, and she's amazing, and I want to celebrate that and give other people hope. And I want to do the same with Daughter of the Bottle. A lot of children of alcoholics don't talk because it's the family rule that you don't speak about it. Your parents are your caregivers, so there's so much around that subject that needs to be out there. And it's 1 in 5 children affected by an addicted family
Wow. That's huge, isn't it? And like you say, it's not something that we generally talk about. Yes, we talk about addiction perhaps, but not in the respect of how does that impact those immediately in the family, let alone the kids, where, it's difficult, isn't it? Because as children, we have this perception that those people should be protecting us. They should be looking after us. And I think as well, we can also get into that. We expect so much from our parents. But there is a line, isn't there? When does that fall into neglect? And I love the fact that you're taking your experiences and you're sharing that with the world, and you're giving people hope, and you're giving a voice to things that people may not have heard before or may not have seen before. So we'll make sure to put a link in the video at the top once this is over so that people can find out where to find you and get more information, because I'm sure people will be really interested.
So thank you so much.
Oh no, thank you, lovely. It's so nice catching up with you. have to catch up properly, because we had a lovely evening, didn't we? Before the spa day, we stayed in the hotel together overnight,
Yeah.
and giggled a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Giggled an enormous amount, and I can almost feel the tears of laughter coming now. So thank you so much for coming on today. Hopefully you guys could hear it today. I feel so bad for Gabby, because it looks like it was completely my fault, the echoing issue yesterday. But yeah, we'll have to get the gorgeous Gabby on it at a later date. Gabby said we need a reunion of class of 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to get that on the cards. Gabby, leave it with me. We could do a reunion retreat or something, couldn't we?
That sounds amazing.
It does. Okay, lovely.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much for coming on. For everyone else, if you are interested in joining the program, I will also put a link in the comments. It's so nice to hear someone's experience as opposed to me banging on about it. So thank you so much for being here and sharing a little bit about how you found it. Means the world to me.
My pleasure. Take care.
Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye.